Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Thursday to you all. Let us continue with this Lucy drop because, of course, we checked out the title track. We need to check out the rest of the album. This is the Fever EP. Fortunately, only 4 songs in total, and since we've already checked out the title track, we're going to be skipping it. Haze was absolutely gorgeous. But we have 3 other songs to check out, and this is a Lucy album, so this is going to be a fun time. I reckon we're going to be going on a little bit of an adventure today. And if you're new around here and you've never been to one of these album listens with me before, we just go through the album song by song. I read the song credits that I've pulled up off of Genius.com and listen to the music, waffle a little bit about them at the end, go through every song in order, except the title track, because we've already checked it out already, and go from there. So if you want to skip ahead to a song of your choice, you are more than free to do so. Timeline below is going to be chapter based off whatever song you're listening to, so you can go downstairs and reference where we are on the album. If you're in it for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's get started with song number 1, which is extremely appropriately titled because, well, if you didn't watch the MV for it, MV reaction that I've made for this Lucy drop, it's stinking hot. Like, it's really hot. South-facing windows, absolutely no breeze, broken AC. It is 30 degrees Celsius in this house, and it is toasty. But, it's Lucy music, so I'm not going to complain. So, this is Hot, written by, of course, the wizard on the bass, Mr. Cho Won-sang Oyeon, or O.Yeon, a staple on the Lucy discography, Iun Song, and Cheong Hoon. Here we go. Whoa! Hello? Okay, this was not how I imagined this album starting. I was not expecting a breakdown. Oh, okay. Now the entire instrumental part's gone. I know someone had mentioned on one of the album or on the deep dives that like a big part of why Lucy's music is very like anime-esque is because of Won-sang. Oh, hello, chord sequence. Chord sequence took a tangent there. But, my goodness, does that sound like an anime OST or what? And I love it. It's really bouncy. Also strong on the percussion part. That pre-chorus is wild. Like, this is very much a beach episode-esque OST. That's my boy, even though he's way older than me. That's my boy. What a solo. And I also love that one song was keeping up in the background too. Wow, and a firm final note to finish on. Very symphony-esque. Well, that was a journey. I genuinely don't think I've felt this much whiplash from a Lucy song before. Like, this song went from 0 to 100, back down to 0, back to 100, back to 0 so many times. It's like stop and go traffic in Lucy form. And genuinely speaking, that pre-chorus is wild. That's the only word I have for it, is wild. Like, let's see if I can even find it. I probably went back a little bit too far, but that's fine. Oh, wait, not yet. There it is. Like, what? First of all, a rap section? Well, I mean, it's definitely more melodic than rap, but a rap section? Like, this breakdown is one of those things where, like, you expect something to happen just the way the song is written, but it's not that. You don't expect that to happen. And the fact that it's so in your face, it's the most in your face part of the entire song. And then it's followed up by such a soft, gentle, like, 2-measure interlude going into the drop. It's like, bruh. Like, how? How have you made that work, sir? How have you made that work? That's a trip. That's a trip. I love the vibes, though. Love the energy. Love the vibes. Wild-ass journey, but love that. Okay, next up, we're skipping to song number 3, Magic. Mr. Shin Gwangil and Ad Blessed. What have you worked on, Ad Blessed? But I see this is a Gwangil track. Very cool. Worked on Never in Vain, worked on Wonder, We Will Fly Away, and that's about it. Sick. Here we go.
Some magic, 마법을 부린 것처럼 눈이 부셔 이렇게 just like a magic 너를 볼수록 빠져들어 눈부셔 사랑이라 부르기엔 꿈만 같은 일들이 마법이라 불러볼까 이런 신비한 일들 그대만 곁에 있으면 그게 다 마법이죠.
Of course it's Lucy, we're not gonna get standard chords. We're of course not gonna get standard chords from a Lucy song.
이렇게 궁금했던 비밀을 알았지 No more secret yeah 이상한 나라의 앨리스 같은
Nice, get a little bit of syncopation going.
시간을 멈추고 내게 다 알려줘 Some magic 마법을 부린 것처럼 눈이 부셔 이렇게 just like a magic
Oh, there's a very specific genre that this reminds me of, and I can't remember what it's called.
사랑이라 부르기엔 꿈만 같은 일들이 마법이라 불러볼까 이런 신비한 일들 그대만 곁에 있으면 그게 다 마법이죠
It's like jazz fusion from like the late 1980s. little duets with a piano and a violin. Heavy on the filter for the bridge.
너만 보고 있는 걸. 이상한 눈으로 날 그렇게 보진 말아줘. 너가 내 문제의 정답을 아는
I love that it goes from like this accented syncopated beat to the firm chord.
마법을 부린 것처럼 눈이 부셔 이렇게 Just like a magic
Yeah, it's like a combo of jazz, funk, and disco. Very much peak jazz fusion vibes.
사랑이라 부르기엔 꿈만 같은 일들이 마법이라 불러볼까 이런 신비한 일들 그대만 곁에 있으면 그게 다 마법이죠
Really firm 4-beat little melody here. Little extra little piano violin duet. Huh. Well then. You know, I was wondering, like, admittedly, I'm saying this because I don't really know Lucy's B-side discography yet. But I was wondering if Lucy were going to do a jazz fusion sound at some point, especially with kind of the musical interest that everyone has. I didn't expect it to be a Guangel track that would go a little bit jazz fusion, to be all honest with you. But it's actually really well balanced. And what I find really charming about Lucy doing jazz fusion, especially one that kind of has certain disco elements to it as well, is you'd often find string hits on songs of this nature. And usually they'd be done using a synthesizer. But with Lucy, it's an actual violinist doing the string hits, and just remembering that just kind of puts a smile on my face. I don't know why, it's such a small thing, but yeah, whenever I hear like a disco-ish type of string hit, a part of my brain, like for a split second, thinks, oh, it's just a string hit, but then it remembers properly that, no, there's someone named Shin Ye-chan playing violin on this band. Like, oh yeah. Very nice. And I just imagine every time there's a string hit, that kind of synchronized choreo you got in Snooze from Suband. Just boom. It's just, you know, it's one of those elements in music where it's incorporated to pack a punch, but knowing that they've done choreo with string hits that emphasizes that punch element, it's like I can mentally see the song being performed and having a choreo moment that is boom firm like the string hit it's supposed to be. Kind of puts a smile on my face. Very small detail, but. And then finally, song number 4. So what, written by Cho Song. Oh, it's literally the exact same team as Hot. Okay. Let's check it out. Now, I usually say albums end with a ballad, but Insert Coin didn't end with a ballad. This is most certainly not a ballad.
날 깨우고 불탄 맘에 저 멀리 걷고 후회스러운 내 모습이 눈앞에 부글부글 아른아른거려 귀에 닿지가 않도록 드러낸 신비한 어른들의 한 가지
The lower vocal with the crunchier electric guitar is a great touch.
누군가 쓰던 삶 새겨들어야 하는 말 길을 가르쳐주는 손에
Oh, hello.
발목을 잡으면 되잖아 차라리 날 태우게 내버려둬 터지게 둬 유일한 지금일 테니 처음 길이라 넘어진 걸 어쩌라고 빗땀으로 눈물로 채운 게 미련하다고 웃기지 좀 말고 빛나는 우릴 지켜다봐
Yechan, a lot of bounce on that bow. And that, in part, I think has to do with how tight he wound his bow, but that was a really nice, firm bounce in his bow stroke. You could hear that. Oh, little growl in there? Nice. An electric guitar solo meshed with a violin solo. Oh, I love that slow progression where it turned from electric guitar into the violin. What just happened with the meter? Oh, it's so pretty. Wait, hold on. That, honestly, that free meter finale is so weird, and I love it. They really changed the feeling of that song right at the very end, and it's very satisfying to listen to. But, okay. I'm gonna make this comment here. I don't know why. Maybe it is the fact that, like, I've always kind of, since finding out about it, I've always associated like Wonsang as an otaku. So maybe that's why whenever I see a Wonsang song, my mind immediately goes to anime. But whenever I listen to a Wonsang composition song, I can't help but compare it to an anime OST. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But So What is So What very much gives me sci-fi or like isekai adventure action anime OST vibes. And I love it. Genuinely, So What is, I think, my... It's between Hot and So What. I think So What is gonna take it, but this is my B-side of the album for me. It's so good. It's so good. And it's... For a Lucy song, it's surprisingly simplistic. In terms of like the chord sequence and just kind of like the general rhythms of it, there isn't a whole lot extra apart from that free meter part, or at least when the meter changes and the drum takes the lead. It's a very, all things considered, simple Lucy song. But what they do with that simplicity is what gets me. It's how they've really incorporated quite an aggressive electric guitar part. And that makes me wonder, who does the guitar recording for like Lucy, because this entire album, there have been many instances where there have been both acoustic and electric guitar, and just like based off of hearing how the electric guitar parts were being played throughout this album, I can't imagine it's Sungyeop playing the electric guitars. I'm assuming they've had someone record the electric guitar parts. I'd be curious to know who that is. There's a lot of it, and I love the contrast it creates between the electric and the acoustic. I don't know if it was the way it was mixed, but I feel like the guitar was twinkling a little bit more than on the other songs in So What, which is perfectly fine. And in fact, the kind of extra twinkle the electric guitar had almost made it match the violin a little bit better. It's like the violin has a very distinct sound that it has, and it's sharp, kind of like Sungup's vocals in a way. But the way they've mixed the guitar to be a little bit brighter, especially when they had the little solos where it evolved from the electric guitar to the violin, made it feel so smooth because of it. It's very nice indeed. I think the one takeaway from this is this might be one of the first albums I've ever listened to where the title track can be kind of considered the ballad in a way. Like, the title track is the slowest, sappiest, most emotional song on this album. That's rare. Because typically the title track is like the impactful, high energy, like stage killer, boom, in your face type of song. Not with this album. Haze is very much the smooth, emotionally powerful song on this album. The others are intense. And that's rare. Am I impressed? Very much so. Am I a little bit surprised? Very much so. Um, yeah, that's kind of where my thoughts lie with this. A lot more high energy of a B-side list than I was expecting, for sure. So What is absolutely great, is brilliant, and I reckon I'm gonna listen to that quite a few times. And who knows, I might go back and watch some anime I've been meaning to watch just because of it. It's man, it doesn't remind me of like an adventure action anime. Like, I could imagine a song like that on like I don't really know what the premise of the show is, but like Infinite Stratos or what other kind of action anime, like fantasy action isekai animes are there? Well, that goes to show how much my anime knowledge is, but you get my point. It's high energy, it's intense. This is an album that I mean, kind of apart from Haze, I wouldn't mind putting on like a running album or like a running playlist. And to not have a title track on it feels so foreign to me. But again, having the title track be the smooth, gentle, emotional one is just very different. And I kind of like it. It's very Lucy, I think. It's very Lucy. But that is it for me today with this album. I very much enjoyed. Hopefully you did as well. But thank you all for watching along with me if you made it this far. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to may brighten up someone else's day to day. Know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.